Please introduce yourself and please tell the question is addressed to whom.
Hello. Hi, my name is Satya. I am from Aditya Birla Group. So my question is to Vivek Gupta. So thanks for the presentations on the ESG part. So my question is, you talked about different solutions, right? Starting from the IoTs to energies, the advanced data analytics in your slides. So how to prioritize those kind of initiatives, looking into the whole initiative that we should take from the manufacturing areas? Because we have also a lot of different initiatives going on. So how to prioritize from those kind of initiatives? That is my first question. The second question is that you talked about the social digital solutions more from the CCTV cameras, the monitoring dashboard, and a lot of things, right? So those systems, we generally take the initiative on Industry 3.0 journey, which is there in the most of the manufacturing sites currently. So while we are moving to the Industry 4.0 initiative as well as to the 5.0, how should we look to take the insights out of those systems? What are our steps should be of the current digitalization initiative that we should take from our manufacturing sites?
Okay, thank you. So the first question is about how do we start when we have already the systems at place. As I would like to answer you, that first of all, you should have a problem statement. What is actually the pain which your plant is having? Like Ganpati sir started his presentation with the pain points. So all of us must know what is our pain point. Because unless you have a pain, you don't have a particular technology to address that. Now, I just tell you an example. There are important moving drives in the plant. They all have the various kind of supervisory instrumentation. Maybe in terms of, if I take a case of a turbine, you have a TSI system. So it takes care. But what about the motors? What about the compressors? Do all of them have a measurement? If not, go for a AI sensor, which not only gives you the value, but it will give you the trend. And it will be able to tell you that after how much time these vibrations levels are going to be beyond a certain acceptable limit. So try to see the low-hanging fruits first, because if you want to go for any technology, the first question which comes from the management, which my friend Sharul was also telling, the ROI comes as the first. So you can tell them, and we have a success story of a coal mill, where I honestly tell you we could save 17 lakhs because of just an acoustic measurement, which was previously dependent on an operator plant visit. Now, how many times an operator can go? Once in an hour? No. Maybe in an 8-hour shift, it will go 2 or 3 times. But what happens when something goes wrong beyond those times? So try to see upon that. And the second important part is make people committed to do that. You should have a cross-functional team. That should be not only instrumentation should not suffer. You should have a process guy, a mechanical guy, and an electrical guy. And this should be headed by a person who takes the accountability for that. We have also had various problems in the initial stages. Mechanical people were not at all interested in seeing those data online. But slowly now they are coming themselves that we want more sensors. In our sugar plant in UP, we have installed more than 400 sensors. 400. The plants are running for the last 30 years. Don't you think that we were not measuring them? Yes, we were. But now online has made the life easy. So that is what you should do it. Second thing, as far as the social is concerned, we do have the data because of Pollution Control Board compliance. Just to meet the compliance, everybody has put that, including us also. But we should derive something out of that. Suppose the SOT NOx values are going beyond a certain limit. SPM is going beyond a certain limit. Try to inference, is your ESP working okay? Is your coal quality okay? Is there biomass which you are feeding? The quality checks are in order. And try to put those values as a feed-forward signal. And then see that this makes sense. In our plants, as I know, nobody is stripping the plant on higher value of SPM or SO2 NOx as of time. Right? But then we have to see where will we go in coming years. So we have to see that all these things are not only to show the values online, but to inference some kind of value and do a reverse exercise to improve upon the process. If you do a combustion control straight line, this will really help. Does it answer your question? Thank you.
Thanks, Vivek. Anyone else?
Keshavamurthy from Defense Research. My question is to the gentleman on the extreme left. I'm talking about the instrumentation and the IIoT. You know, AI is not evolving, it's already evolved.
So we have a session coming up on AI, so I think you can
I'm just
reserve your
talking about
question
the
for that.
instrumentation. Particularly in the gas transportation. Gas transportation.
Gas transportation, okay.
Or even the green hydrogen transportation. You know, there are the dangers of, the leakage, etc. Now, the measurements become a very important thing in this. And it need not be sort of mechanically or in the sense of physically seen and then transmitted to the control panel. It should be sort of automatic. We have the AR, VR, and also the AI support for instrumentation, the measurements, and the onward transmit to the cloud. And information should go to the security and the safety people. What has been done?
Can you be very brief here?
Yeah.
So I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No,
next time possibly I will give you a speaking slot, okay?
Thank you, sir. Now, what has been done so far in the instrumentation, measurements, and transmission of the information to the security and safety people for online interactive correction, because it cannot be sort of even left unseen or undone for more than a minute, because the dangers are too many.
I can just answer you as far as the fixed gas detectors for leakages are concerned in the plants. We have selected strategic locations. The alarms are not only coming control room, but through an internal LAN, it is going to the main security of the plant, and the alarm comes there also, which in turn alerts the community outside our company also. And then the corrective actions are being taken.
Thanks, Vivek. Before I pass on possibly last couple of questions, I would like to thank Mohan flying from USA. I would like to thank Sharul flying from Malaysia. I have
India.
Vivek flying from India, so it's a cross combination. And it's extremely thankful. So I think before I ask the next question, I'll give a round of applause to all three of them. And then one more comment from my side as a moderator is that in terms of being in the field of automation for more than 4 decades, it's a great thing to see an end user like ExxonMobil taking an open platform initiative for the last several years and still pursuing with a lot of energy to make it happen, make it interoperable, non-dependent on single controller. It's a great thing, initiative from an end user supplier, and the networking is across the globe. I really wish them a great success to make it happen in a large scale in the times to come. Again, one round of applause for the end users, okay? I'm sure suppliers will be benefited by such initiatives. One last question, please, okay? Or not so many, I'm sorry. I really run out of time. Otherwise, if you ask brief questions and brief answers, I will help, okay?
Yeah, good morning. My name is Vimal Goyal, and I'm from HPCL Mittal Energy Limited. First of all, thank you to the participants, panelists for making such a wonderful presentations. So my question is to Mohan, any investment in instrumentation or OT typically is for long term. Company does not give, funds that easily. During this entire OPA journey, is it that these were all new pieces of, technology which you invested in? Or is it that these partners, be it Yokogawa, be it Honeywell, or be it Emerson, are they giving some upgrade on top of your existing investments?
So if I understand your question right, so yeah, in the OPA journey, some of it is sort of a little bit brand new. Concepts that were not there that got introduced, right? And some of it has sort of the industry moving towards that trend. So what reminds me of is, when we started the conversation, a lot of this was not on the radar of suppliers. For instance, software-defined automation wasn't really on the radar. But you can see now the industry has embraced that software-defined automation. I'm kind of gratified when I look at how much the transformation has taken place. So when you read the white papers from our major suppliers, you can see some of the same vision and the concepts that they're now taking and saying that this is an inevitable journey. And I had a conversation with a gentleman from Siemens just this morning, that, hey, we're not going to fight this anymore. Doesn't make sense to fight it, but we're going to embrace this, and that's the way we would progress forward, right? So some of it is sort of inevitable from an industry standpoint, but some of it is also, some demand that we place. And one of the things that, kind of with an organization like ExxonMobil, with the very strong bench strength that we have, what we have done, our IT folks, it used to be, again, like in all organizations, it used to be kind of a segregated shop. But really, they have embraced this, and we have, people moving in and out of the different organizations. But they've embraced this. We've actually pushed suppliers, and including the big, tech players, to say, what about this? How can we do this? And, that has opened up a lot more opportunities for us as we move this journey.
Okay. Last question, please. Yeah, Rashkumar. Can you give the mic, please?
Good morning, sir. My name is Sumit. I'm from NTPC. My question is to the expert from PETRONAS. So you had some very strong observations with regard to foundation field bus. However, as we know, there are a lot of developments taking place in field bus as well, and the speeds are ever increasing. So do you find this open process and developments in field bus technology merging somewhere while you grow or while you develop your standards and processes?
Okay, as you're aware, the coming on is the advanced physical layer. That one I like it because it does not have this common mode failure at the segment level. Because advanced physical layer is like foundation field bus. It has fiber optic all the way from the controller to the field, and the segments is really insulated against each other failure. One sensor, the segment will not fail. The point failure, yes, we allow, but not group failure. So advanced physical layer give us that promise. So we are going for another test bed for the APL for us to fully embrace that, because that is what we are looking for. Thank you.
Thank you for the questions. I think we will wind up the session. We will meet again at 11:45. Though it's running 15 minutes late, it's okay. Right.